All right, a day without a woman. It's called nationwide. It's actually it's international to remind folks the crucial role that women play in our workforce and our society. And I'm thinking, well, duh, we kind of know that. But I'm not a woman. But fortunately, I have three who are. Fox Business' Dagan Pictal, Democratic strategist Jessica Tarla. We've got Sabrina Schaefer here as well from the Independent Women's Forum. Dagan, what do you think of this global powwow?
I think that it makes so much sense, that it's so logical, that playing hooky and shirking responsibility makes an employer want to hire you and promote you and send such a positive message about women in the workplace. I want to know if the teachers who called out today in places like Prince George's County, Maryland, or Alexandria went to the homes of all the single moms who also couldn't go to work because they had to stay home with their kids because these people couldn't bother to go to work. This is shameful, and it actually hurts women and hurts women's empowerment.
Jessica, I'm sure you agree.
Oh, totally. It's like Dagan stole my talking points. I don't even know what to say now. No, I do take the point, especially about the teachers. I was talking about this today with a colleague at work. I did go to work, though I work at Bustle, and women were encouraged to go out and volunteer, or actually all employees were, and they could take the day for themselves if they wanted to. But he was worried that his daughter's daycare wouldn't be open today. It ended up that it was. So I do understand that argument, though I would say that I think that it is important to acknowledge the fact that we still face a huge pay gap. 78 cents on the dollar, 93 cents.
Would you have done this if Hillary Clinton were president?
Of course I think so. International Women's Day exists no matter what. And also this is a continuation of the Women's March. I think this is trying to keep momentum. And as you said, it's international. It's not just America.
You're right about that. But Sabrina, I'm saying they don't even, Donald Trump has been in office a little bit more than, what, 5-6 weeks, and they're sort of pre-protesting anything he's coming up with.
Yeah, and of course, Neil, we have a long history of marches against to protest sort of widespread institutionalized injustices in this country, but that is not what women are facing today. And I think the message it sends to boys and to men is that the norm is to be a jerk. The norm is to be a bad husband or a bad boss or a bad colleague or employer or customer, when the reality is that men and women get along very well, and women have more economic and professional and educational opportunities today than they've had in any previous time in this country's history. And that sort of the idea that we're creating this social norm that men are jerks and that they're misogynists is a terrible message to send to our boys and girls.
Just because things are getting better doesn't mean that they are where they should be.
They could be problems, but that's not widespread injustices, institutionalized by law.
Why shouldn't we have less of a maternity policy than North Korea or Afghanistan?
We also have women in management positions.
No, I want to add something. What is ironic here is the most liberal, most progressive companies and industries in this country, and I'll name them: Apple, Google, Facebook. At Apple, less than 1/3 of that company's workforce is women. Where are they in terms of hiring more women? I know that they're trying, but if you look at technical jobs at Google and at Facebook, less than 1/5 of women are in technical jobs at those countries. That's the irony and the hypocrisy that you see when liberals try to make this an issue.
Yeah, and I think if we want to talk about policy, if we want to talk about pay equity or paid leave or child care, things of that nature, then let's have a policy discussion. But the idea that people don't appreciate women, if I disappeared tomorrow, I can tell you that there's a lot of men in my life outside of my own family who would realize it and who would be saddened by it and who would feel it in their relationships. And I am not alone. I'm sure that's the case for all the women I know. And this idea that we are constantly pitting men and women against one another and acting as if we live inside a vacuum is crazy.
Are we doing that?
I actually don't think that we are doing that. I think that what's going on right now is not only about raising awareness, but also having that policy debate, and that people are out there talking about the importance of reproductive and health care rights, for instance, which is an issue with the Trump administration, and whether it's being rolled out back on the federal level or what's going on at the state level. So, Sabrina, I do think it's more than that, but I would miss you if you went missing.
Oh, Jessica, I would miss you too.
Miss me?
I would miss you, Neil, and you, Dagan. Most of all, you, Dagan.
Very much. You notice I stayed kind of quiet. All right,
we have a lot more.